Hello, and welcome to 2025 Jacob Teen Innovation Challenge Kickoff and Understand Phase recording. This session is brought to you by the Jacobs Institute for Innovation in Education, a nonprofit organization housed at the University of San Diego. Jacobs Institute focuses on research, innovation, design, and development to support professional learning centered around education innovation. As a nonprofit, we are supported through generous sponsors such as Dr. Erwin Jacobs and the late Joanne Jacobs, DRS Daylight Solutions, and Cloudcast Media, to name a few. Some quick highlights of what the challenge is all about. The Teen Innovation Challenge is a design thinking competition for teens that empowers them to create, innovate solutions to local and global issues. Often teens don't realize they have the ability to really make a big impact on the world, but through challenges like ours, we have seen teens develop an innovator's mindset and entrepreneurial skills that can be used in any career. We provide the changemaker educators from across the world a curriculum and application to support their implementation of innovation culture. This year, 2025, the Jacobs Teen Innovation Challenge is implemented across 16 countries with over 100 educators and over 2,000 teens participating. For more details about Pactful curriculum and challenge, please see our 2025 information session video on our YouTube channel. For this session, our design map will kick off with building community in the classroom and virtually. We will then do a deep dive into the challenge by getting inspired from our very talented innovator mentors. We will continue by navigating through the understand phase of the design thinking process. We will then do a quick pivot to share a few perks, and finally we will wrap up with next steps. Let's begin building community by identifying the roles in the classroom. The educator's role consists of coordinating the challenge event with teen students, supporting teens throughout the challenge by ensuring availability of resources, collaborate with the Jacobs Institute and Pactful community, either by joining a virtual community, joining our huddles, or even attending some of our office hours. Feel free to do all of them or just a few of them. Use the Pactful application to track students' teams' progress and provide feedback to students. As for the students, their role consists of choosing a sustainable development goal and be innovators. Find a solution for their chosen goal. Work in teams using the Pactful to document their project progress towards a solution. Some very quick reminders. Guides for educators and students are available at on the Pactful application. They provide the roles information and additional resources. The competition is for middle and high school students, so students need to be 13 years and up. If you have 12-year-old students in your classroom, they may participate on a team with at least one 13-year-old. And finally, both educators and students must have a Google account to access the application and curriculum. This is also the location for the final submission. ideal team size is 4 to 6 students per team, but you know your students best, so you may choose less or more students in a team. Build team culture. At this age, students are still learning skills to help them learn how to collaborate with others, so we recommend using the team contract that is provided to you in your Innovator's Guide. You can edit the contract if you choose to. Just make sure you download a copy first before you start editing. Finally, diversify in the team provides a variety in perspectives. So think of race and gender as you build your teams to allow for creation of a unique innovation. Another great way to motivate teams is by allowing students to form their own teams through their identified sustainability goal. A group that have the same goal in common, for example, can form a team. This is a powerful way of keeping students motivated as the topic is relevant to their life and therefore are more inclined to find a solution. If you do allow students to choose their own teams through their common UN goal, a helpful document found in the Innovation Guide is called Facts and Figures, which breaks down the global goal into smaller target areas. This can be useful to help students narrow down their topic for their project. Next, during the live huddle sessions, we had guest speakers present their journey to winning the 2024 Best Overall Social Innovation Award. A recording of their presentations will be available soon, so follow us on social media to know when it's released. Let's now navigate to one of the phases in the design thinking process. Understand. Before I begin, I want to clarify, even though I'm starting with the understand phase, it is not considered a first phase. Remember, design thinking is not linear. The understand phase provides an opportunity to explore a concept when an innovator is stuck, for lack of better terms. It's easier to start with this phase. So if there is a problem but you have no idea where to start solving it, the understand phase provides you with an opportunity to explore the problem and conduct research. So let's learn a little bit more about it.
Ready to innovate? Let's get started. To help your team understand a social problem, generate innovative ideas, and prototype and test solutions, you'll begin a 3-step process known as design thinking. The first phase of design thinking is to deeply understand a problem. In the understand phase, you'll discover the complexity of the problem. During this phase, don't worry about coming up with a solution just yet. To begin, you'll conduct your own research to learn about the issues surrounding the problem. You'll use a variety of resources to gather all the information you can, and you'll identify your current knowledge and assumptions about the issue. Then, you'll connect with people that are experiencing the problem and really get to know them by conducting interviews and possibly observing them to grasp how the problem affects them directly. Once you conduct your research, You'll make sense of everything you've learned by organizing all the information you've uncovered. This will help your team decide on one specific area where you can create a solution. Think about which problem your team finds most critical or exciting and where you can make a difference. How do you want to build a better world?
In the Understand phase, students will conduct research of their sustainable development goal by learning how to empathize with people being affected by their problem. They'll gather important facts, stories, and other pertinent details through observations and interviews. Here, they are taught how to avoid making assumptions, learn the importance of being objective, and understand the complexity of problems. Within the Pactful curriculum, each phase is divided into three elements. Explore, where students learn about what the phase is. Do, this is the heart of the phase, where all the activities are located. And finally, document. This is where the feedback loop takes place. So students here upload files and teacher provides them with comments. The Understand phase activities are divided into three categories: research, empathy, and organization. Each category has 3 to 4 activities. You don't have to complete them all. We recommend one from each category, but you can do more or less depending on what works for your class. We'd recommend spending anywhere between 2 to 2.5 weeks on each phase. The research portion consists of 3 activities. Here, students focus on creating questions and gathering facts. Activity 1, dive into the research questions. Students create research questions with their teams using the digital research portfolio template. This graphic organizer provides examples of research questions they can ask and lists of online databases where they can find information about their global goals. Within Activity 2, Uncover Assumptions, Personal Assumptions and Charts, students will uncover personal assumptions about their problem. They'll have an opportunity to identify what they already know about the problem and think about what they still need or want to know about it. In Activity 3, Understanding Differences and Addressing Disparities, students will recognize how people in the categories of race, gender, geographical region, and socioeconomic classes are affected by their issue. Having a full understanding of a problem means knowing who and why certain people are being affected among others. They'll be able to research looking out for shocking statistics, major contrast, or any significant differences. The next 4 activities focus on empathy, or gaining a deeper understanding of the problem by placing yourself in the person's shoes who is most affected by the problem. Within Activity 4, Emphasize, create an interview script. Students' teams will walk through the process of creating a script using the Pactful template provided to guide them through the kinds of questions they should ask interviewees. Students will learn how to build rapport, identify big picture questions, and specific details to help them extract the information needed to understand more about the problem. In Activity 5, Conduct interviews. Students will find key people to interview using the script they created within Activity 3. Interviewees can be individuals who are directly affected by the problem, professionals who are currently addressing it, or even people who have made observations of the problem itself. The Activity 6, Conduct observations, directs students to create a digital what, how, why table. Students will observe what the person is doing, how they are doing it, and why they might be doing it that way. This activity helps students to put all of their judgments aside and focus on watching and listening to others. Then finally, activity 7, exploring the news. Students research news articles, collecting and analyzing stories to build empathy for their goal. The last 3 activities focus on organization, a skill we could probably all use some help with at times. In activity 8, organize your findings, affinity clusters. Students have an opportunity to record their reflections down from observations and interviews on digital sticky notes, such as Jamboards or Padlets, highlighting what stood out to them the most. It could be a great quote, a thought-provoking question, or a certain behavior that was really memorable. Then they'll organize them according to similarities and differences to help gain new insights and patterns about their research. Activity 9, organize your findings. Students will complete the digital quadrant table labeled said, did, thought, and felt. They'll record significant moments and things and feelings developed from their interview or observation. This activity introduces students to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Last but not least, activity 10, organize your findings, journal map. Students will create a detailed digital timeline reflecting the day of an impacted person of the problem. After making the journey map, students will uncover assumptions they may have, ask additional questions, and identify gaps. And just want to remind everybody, you do not have to do all 10 activities. We recommend one from each of the categories. Now we pivot to perks. We have different incentives to support your professional growth and challenge implementation. We will start with continuing education credit through the University of San Diego. There is a charge of $79 for this, and you must attend all huddles. So if you missed the first huddle but are still interested in obtaining credit, please reach out so we can provide you with a synchronous assignment so you can fill this requirement. Printable digital goods will be coming out soon. We will be providing you with a game board of the SDGs, posters, and stickers that you can use in your classroom. You can download them at your convenience, print them out at your school, and provide them to your students. This will be coming out around the second huddle. And finally, a digital badge. Add your digital badge to your email signature. You can collect all 4 of them for each one of the huddles that you attended, and if you do collect all 4, you will be able to receive the Pactful 2025 Challenge Key Holder badge at the end. Okay, everyone, let's wrap up. Thank you for watching our kickoff and Understand Huddle recap. For your next steps, make sure to create a Pactful account and invite your students. If you already have an account from previous years, then you only need to invite students. If you need help, we will have office hours, so check your emails for dates and times. Make sure to start the challenge with your students. Create teams, have them pick up their sustainable development goal, and remember, you don't need to start with the understand phase. But if you're new, we highly recommend it. Document, document, document. Take pictures or video clips. Make sure you complete the consent forms. They are provided to you in your teacher's guide. And finally, our next webinar will be on February 19th. We hope you join us then.